But welcome everyone to this side of things, the Manawatu Speedway Club annual prize giving. I think there's about 370 of you here, which is it's crazy. Massive year, as we would have just seen on the highlights reel. We learnt a few things that, like little people, midgets, you can't run more than like 6 wide on the track on the start finish line. And in case you also seems a lot of you missed the memo, but it's actually a 70s theme, so thanks to the 3 tables down there. Cheers. Now they got the memo. So we'll get straight into it, and we're going to start with our rookie section for the awards, and obviously these are first year drivers in their classes, and I'm going to hope like heck that Vanessa's put them in the same order that my sheet's in. So the first award of the night is for the Adult Mini Stock Rookie of the Year, and that goes to Nick Simmons. So Nick's actually been quite involved in the media side of things over the last few seasons here at Palmerston Speedway. In fact, I think he was on the media for the prize giving last couple of years, but decided he'd finally get himself a mini stock. Plenty of top 10 placings, and in fact, on his first season, won the Taranaki Best Pairs title. Well done, Nick.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, watching Speedway is not something that you should be doing. Definitely driving is the way to go. Thanks.
Right, Youth Mini Stock Rookie of the Year, where the future of our sport starts. And this year the award goes to Hunter DeRitter. So after a couple of years of pestering Dad and copping it plenty from us lads, Hunter finally hit the track this season, making it clear that he should have started a few years earlier, Darian. Starting from the back, pretty much every meeting of a 30-car field, because old Cobber here spent all season on his mentor program. He still scored plenty of top 10 placings and in fact put some points on the board, which is a massive achievement with over 30 cars and only 6 getting points. Well done, Hunter.
First of all, I'd like to thank my dad for obviously getting me a car, just getting me into it, giving me a good car, reliable. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Sam at Elite Designs, obviously Dad at Advanced Sheet Metals, Wide Earthworks down in Wellington, HSP, Blake Speedway also came on board, and just thanks to everyone this season for like helping out and, you know, helped out whenever we were a bit lost, but you know, thank you.
We better move on quick. Old mate here is pretty prone to liking the photos. Stockcar Rookie of the Year. This year goes to Wayne Verco. So from what I believe, after a hoon and a paddock at the end of last season, Wayne decided to pick himself up the X2NZ Bernie Fox machine. Always out there giving it a good crack. Borrowed a car when his wasn't going so he could get plenty of seat time. Hasn't had the best of luck with the big Rover V8, but once it's on song, you know, and I believe actually next season he's got himself a new car. And also had a crack at the Manawatu Steelers this season. Well done, Wayne.
Cheers. After watching in the crowd for 40 years, I thought, fuck it, I got to do it, so I got a car and it's a lot more fun. Cheers.
Superstock Rookie of the Year. And in fact, this year we've gone for something a wee bit different. Superstock Rookies of the Year go to Cody and Seth Hodge. So, of course, the twins started out, one in the spacey, one in the tank. One got the better end of the deal, to be fair. And it's been a massive roller coaster season for the twins there, obviously, but plenty of podiums, plenty of rollovers, plenty of wall rides, and also plenty of checkered flags. Of course, picking up a second down in Nelson and also doing quite well in the second and third tiers at New Zealand's and 240s. Well done, boys.
Oh, I'd like to say thanks to obviously the Myers family, you know, like they've made our dream come true, racing super stocks. That's what we said in the grandstand with Dad when we first started racing, and said we want to race super stocks by the time we're 16, and he said, oh, whatever, mate, you'll get there when you're 40, when you've got enough money, but, you know, dreams come true if you work hard enough. So, yeah, I'd like to say thanks to the Myers family and everything, all the people that helped, Les, Sharon, Dad, Mum, yeah, dreams come true if you try hard enough. So, yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for an awesome season. Yeah, just pretty much what Seth said, really. It's just been awesome, learning heaps of different stuff, meeting a lot of new people. It's been real cool. So, yeah, thanks for the Myers family, Jack and all their crew as well, helping us, teaching us along the way. Mum, Dad, Les, yeah, they all know, so thank you.
Well done, lads. And just to clear it up, thanks for clearing that up, Cody. So Seth's in the red shirt tonight if you're talking to him. Cody's in the blue shirt. Most improved section of our awards. And we start with the mini sprint class. And this year, the most improved mini sprint driver goes to Andrew Chapman. So reliability and results were much more in Andrew's favour this season. He seems to get a grip on the mini sprint class, banking 12 points in the season chase along the way.
G'day. No, I've had a fantastic season and really enjoyed giving the class a go. And thank you, Daniel. Lots of people to thank. And yeah, had a fantastic time. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks heaps, Andrew. Adult mini stock, most improved this year. Oh, shit. Super stock, most improved. Stitch up here. Goes to the bomber, Bryn Liddell. So, in this case, it shows that plenty of time in the shed and a bit more prep paid off for a big season for Bryn. Dad let him take the car home as well, thanks Puck. Whilst not doing the big out-of-town meetings, Bryn managed to tick off some home achievements, including his first race win, a championship win with Step Brothers, which is a great movie, according to Bryn, with Josh Prentice there for the King of the Arena, and the ultimate, obviously, when he joined the Manawatu Mustangs and done awesome in Auckland there after just carrying on with the coattails of the Panthers for years, mate. Well done.
Not saying it, I was expecting it all, so a bit of a surprise. Obviously, thanks to Dad, Puck, Sam, Tony, my mum and Nathan, club, yeah, everyone, thank you.
Are you sure?
Now we've got the adult mini stock most improved. And this year goes to Keegan Ridderford. So Keegan's been on fire this season in what the low team called the OG 55P. As if picking up third at the Manawatu Champs and winning the season points in the last race of the season wasn't impressive, Keegan waited all season to take his first ever checkered flag in race 2 of the last meeting and also captured his second one the following race in the feature. Well done, Keegan.
Cheers, thank you. First of all, just like to say a massive thanks to Kev for letting me drive the car all season. It's been awesome, we've had heaps of fun. Shout out to everyone that's helped us get to the track and tow us and borrow trailers and everything like that, and all the help that we've had at the track. It's been awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Youth mini stock most improved. Youth mini stock most improved this year goes to Charlie O'Hara. So once again, consistency is key. Charlie showed that all season long while coming to grips with his new car, which was a much needed step up from last season's machine that we gave him. More travelling was key to consistent results, including a trek to mini stocks in Paradise.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say, but cheers Dad and Mum for giving me the opportunity to race. And we'd like to thank all the sponsors this season. We really wouldn't be here without you.
Stock car most improved. Stock car most improved this year goes to Matt Fippen, 35p. Matt's luck changed from early season engine drama to podiums, managing to qualify for the New Zealand Stock Car Champs at Miami, coming home 15th out of 280 odd cars. Then not long after won the Manawatu title in a runoff with his mate at the table there, Daniel Burmester, following up with a second at the Robin Pratt Memorial and a fourth in the season points.
Hey, we had a pretty tough start to the season, but I'd just like to thank all my crew, my sponsors and my partner, Mum and Dad, for helping me get through, get it sorted out, and we carried on to have good results for the rest of the season. Thank you.
Right, next. Oh, Sidecar most improved. I'm not sure anyone actually improved in that class. They're all over 50. Sidecar most improved, Jimmy Hodder, Nick Dunn. Of course, everyone who loves watching sidecar racing loves the pink 84 hot rod. Nick and Jimmy have made themselves seen for more than just their bright bike this season, picking up some solid results along the way. 8th in the season points, including topping some big names like Rob Miller. And they finished up 3rd in the AFC Best Pairs.
Don't really have too many people to thank, just that lot over there. This is the best class. We get a free feed before each race, so if you want to join us, come on over.
You lot are out the gate, eh? Right, we'll get back on track here. Stock car rollover this season goes to farmer Keith Burmester.
James Clark now pushing his way through his Hennefield. Oh, we got Bryce Jensen up and over.
Yep. Farmer made his much anticipated return to the stock car scene in his Bill Pete tank and was straight into the thick of action. That action being when he took a liking to the quick trial rail of Bryce Jensen when Keith tipped him over while running top point scorer at the Manawatu Champs back in November. And I'll tell you what, he was bragging about it all night. Well done, Keith.
Well done, farmer.
Oh, gee. Thanks, guys. Thanks to crew, Daniel for fixing the car, Jacinda for having a lockdown, so we had time to do it. Cheers.
At least that's one trophy at the table there, Burmy. Ooh. Stock car stirrer. See, that's what I was doing, stirring shit. Right, stock car stirrer, Sam Prescott. While battling to get the tank 100% this season, Sam still made sure he went into bat for the Palmy boys, trolling that pole line at all the local events to make sure those Palmy titles were kept here at home.
Sweet. Just thanks to Mum, Dad, and Jordan, and everyone else that helped out through the season.
Right, we move on to our Driver of the Year awards. Now, these are obviously the competitors, the drivers that have excelled in their class. And remember too, this is the club awards, so they have to be club members to be eligible. You know, year after year we get told that this person, that person should have got the award, but the simple thing is if you're not a club member, you can't win the award. But this year, I think we've got it right. Superstock Competitor of the Year, Jack Myers. A well-deserving season for Jack and the whole of the Myers Motorsport team. Battling his way through the carnage to finish up 4th at the New Zealand Championships when Rotorua was just a start. Jack followed this result up with a win at the World 240s, backing up with the Manawatu title, as well as leading the Panthers into battle once again, 5th at Team Champs, winning Teams Nationals with the boys, and also getting the job done so that Jordan brought home the big check for the 20-lapper at Team Nationals.
Thanks to everybody pretty much sitting over there, really. If it wasn't for them, I probably would have stopped racing a while ago. I only kept racing just to give them all something to do on a Saturday night. But yeah, there's some key people over there, obviously family, Ashton, the girls, and the little man now. You know, spend a bit of time away with work and everything, and then Speedway sort of steals the rest of it. Calvin, Heather, Mum and Dad, obviously, Shane and Tan, Bob, Matt. Oh, yeah. I hate doing these things because you always forget people, but you know, there's some key people there that turn up every night during the week and keep us on the track because yeah, don't really have a lot of time anymore. And like Keith said, Jacinda's lockdown sort of helped out a fair bit with speedway racing and getting cars ready. So, yeah, it's been a good year. It's just good to be able to give everybody a result for all their hard works, and some of them have been with us a few years now. Yeah, cheers to everybody else, and yeah, we'll be back again next year.
Stockcar Driver of the Year this year, Kyle Rowe. From one extreme to the other, last year he picked up the most spectacular roll award, to the obviously finishing up the season as King Kyle. 6th in the season points was pretty much as bad as it got, with some impressive results like 3rd at the West Coast Champs, 3rd at Wanganui Best Pairs, 2nd Brent Low Memorial, qualified at the GP, 7th New Zealand Champs, Puma's team member, as well as winning the team's invasion, and of course the title that earned him the name King Kyle, King of the Arena.
I'd just like to thank Puck and the team to make it possible for us to go racing each week. Mum, Dad and Regan for all the hours they put in to make sure I'm racing on the weekend, and also just all the sponsors that help me out. Thank you.
Our next award, Youth Mini Stock Driver of the Year, Max Lowe. Of course, Max has had an absolute bolter season for his final season in the Youth Mini Stock ranks, starting off building by himself, a brand new car over lockdown, an impressive achievement in his own rights. On-track results, 4th at Gizzy 100, 3rd at the Manawatu Champs before a pretty shit call. 1st at the Cromwell Christmas Champs, and of course won the Palmy season points by more than double the next competitor.
First I'd just like to thank all the crew and everyone at Palmy for always putting on a good track, good meeting. Then I'd like to thank Dad. Without him, I couldn't have done whatever I've done. Thanks to Keegan, Mum and Holly and Curtis, all the boys for the support. Yeah, had a great season building our own car, and happy I bloody did it. It was a good learning experience.
Saloon Driver of the Year this year, once again to Ashley Halcrow. Ashley was once again the standout performer in the Saloon ranks. She proved this by qualifying for the New Zealand Champs in Wanganui, in Invercargill, winning the Wellington Champs, 3rd at the Manawatu Champs, 3rd at the Hawke's Bay Champs, and of course a part of the winning Battle of the Sexes team, their annual event in Kiki.
I'd just like to say a big thank you to Mum and Dad, Taylor, Byron. They all do all the work in the car now that I live in Taupo. Big thank you to all my sponsors and Danny as well. Thank you.
All right, you can be noisy for one last time. I hope these boys have got some drinks ready. Sidecar of the Year, Wingnut and Mikey O'Neill. After 33, that's right, 33 consecutive years on the bike, Wingnut finally has his name on the trophy for the first time. A stellar season for Wingnut and Mikey. Despite a disastrous Manawatu title campaign, the pairing went on to dominate the season points, winning the first race of the season, having more wins than any other bike, 16 in total, winning the King of the Arena Sidecar Best Pairs with 4 wins from 4 starts that night. Wingnut won the Sidecar Celebrity Challenge with Asher Reeves, 2nd at the AFC Best Pairs and 3rd at the Ray Tarrant Memorial.
Cheers, cheers. No, it has been a massive year. Mikey's been on board. Thanks to our crew and the sporters. It's all about dirt track racing. Doesn't matter what class. It's about putting a spectacular night on for the people that come and pay to get in the gate. Otherwise, we won't have a track. Thanks to my sponsors, City South Band Spares from Christchurch, 15 years. They've been looking after me. QWS, we've got Tile Depot. If it's not for them, we don't race because I only on wins.
Sweet. Yeah, I'd just like to say big, massive cheers to Wingnut. We went to Wanganui first meeting this season, and he said this might be our retirement meeting. We'll see how we go out the gates. We're out the gates, we were in first and we were crossed up, and I was like, oh yeah, we'll see how this goes. So that was the rest of the season. Just a big massive thanks to my dad, stepmum. They always come up from Wellington every weekend, week out to support us. My wife, she's always been there. And yeah, the Sidecar fraternity, you guys are legit. Thank you. And yeah, just been an awesome season. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
I'm glad that's the end of the Sidecar Awards. The Rollover Shield this year goes to Sheridan O'Hara. Yep, for Sheridan's part there in a nice role of Hilton Parker. Returning to Palmy in a tank, Sheridan had all intentions of making a team, but it was obviously the spectacular role of Hilton Parker that sparked the attention and got the crowd cheering.
Side by side. Oh, here's Hilton Parker. Oh, over he goes.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Big thanks to Bundy for your part in that. It's fair to say I didn't really see Hilton until the last minute, and I figured there was a car on the outside, so he wouldn't fit through that gap. Turns out he did fit through that gap, just not so well. So, big thanks to all my sponsors. You guys are amazing. To all my crew. The start of the season this year, our girl was in hospital. There was many nights that we wouldn't have been racing without my crew because they spent in the shed working on the car while I was at hospital with my wife. Without you guys, this wouldn't have been possible. Thank you.
Right, the DB most spectacular rollover. I don't think anyone would argue with this one. William Humphreys. In an attempt for some early season track time before New Zealand title, William decided to try the high line at Paradise Valley while making a pass for the lead on the final of the Superstock Triples. William got the squeeze from Matt Nielsen, and well, rest is history. Thank HSP Race Seats.
First of all, I'd like to thank HSP Race Seats for building me a good seat. And I better thank Vanessa since I forgot to thank her all season. And yeah, thanks to all the sponsors, all the crew, and yeah, everyone who helped out with the car this year, and yeah, some good racing and a good roll.
Probably one of the prestigious awards of the club side of things, overall Sportsperson of the Year, and this year it goes to Jack Myers. Of course, going back on his performances, 4th at New Zealand's, wins the World 240s, the Manawatu title, 5th at teams, winning Auckland Teams Nationals. Jack also presents himself in a professional manner, be it on and off the track, no doubt being a great mentor to the likes of the Hodge boys, but also having plenty of time for his fans and drivers alike. It's one thing to be a great competitor, it's a greater achievement to be a great all-round good bloke. Cheers, Jack.
Yeah, thanks again. Yeah, not going to babble on too much about what we sort of carried on with before, but, you know, pretty much everybody over there that sort of gets in behind us to get us motivated to, you know, sort of compete at the level we do. One person in particular that's probably made us step up a little bit of a game this year has been Matt Davidson. Sort of drags us to, yeah, sort of just try and compete at that more professional level. Yeah, like I said before, we don't have a lot of time to sort of think about Speedway. It's just more of a Saturday sort of a thing that we do to get away from work. But yeah, hey, look, it's what we do. Everybody does for the crowd, really. You know, we like to see everybody get in behind it. And yeah, obviously the team's events is sort of that next step again. So yeah, once again, thank you, and we'll be back again.
Right, services to Speedway. This year, our services award goes to George Walker. Of course, if you ever need your sprint car pushed, a wet track packed down, George, your man to call. George has been part of the Palmy Speedway family for over 20 years, whether it be fixing the fence, wheel packing itself, or in fact, fixing the wheel packer when he pulls out in front of stock cars. Keeping the lights going each night, although Kira Remnant may beg to differ sometimes. Congrats to George. Here's to many more laps around the track and round the roundabouts, eh, Steve? The Life Members Cup Administration Award. I've got to hand it to Declan, apparently.
Hello. So the Life Members Cup for admin, which is the part of the committee, the life members, I think, get together and they pick the award, and this year it goes to Stu Russell.
Cheers, everyone. Yeah, remember, it's, the best thing to do is to be a member. It's awesome to be a part of this committee. To all the committee members, it's a team effort. We do an awesome job. It's mean. So I suggest join up, and hey, if you've got some fresh ideas, if you've got anything, come and be on the committee too, because it's heaps of fun. We get to do shit like this, and we get to spend it on the bar later as well. I'll get her number later. Right, the spike. Is Grunt single? Right, the spike. Let's get serious. So Karen, which is Spike's daughter, lives in Perth. She sends a trophy every year to celebrate the memory of Spike's love for Speedway. Spike's always tried to support and mentor newcomers to the sport, but also liked to acknowledge those who were not a competitor. Those in the background, doing jobs seldom mentioned, but very important. The recipient this year is someone who has been around since the days of the late Maury McHugh, in the vicinity of about 33 years. A man who is a very keen bowler, a man whose interests are at a far different pace to Speedway. He has an interest in dancing and birds. Woo! That's breeding exotic Australian birds too. A man who can finally retire to the beach. This man is a very unassuming man who rolled up to the track, entered the Speedway office, collected his program, and tootled up to his box to call laps. He is always a contentious worker and is diligent in undertaking his role at the Robertson Holden International Speedway. This is normally a challenging role with larger fields of competitors and three-digit numbers, adding more pressure to an already high-pressured environment. His ability to remember what is happening on the track, added with his tape recordings, provides an invaluable information source for the referees should there be a dilemma post-race. His tapings have often had the final say on a race result dispute. He has shared his life with many others in the box over the years, the likes of Brian Milne and Howard Lockwood, to name a couple. Now, with electronic equipment available, he can retire and enjoy a Saturday night, be it in the stands or at the beach. Congratulations to this year's recipient of the Spike Richardson Award, Doug Pitcher. We're certainly sure that Spike would have definitely had something to say to you after many years of service that you have given, and the club and the Speedway wished you well for the future, Doug. Well done.
Okay. Thank you very much. Very humbled to and very surprised to win this. I didn't know it was coming, but Puck said you better turn up because something might be happening. I'd like to share with you a little story about how I got into lap calling. In 1986, I went to Australia for the winter to play sport. And my brother, the promoter at the time, said, look, would you mind lending your Hillman Hunter to Carol, his daughter, my niece, while you're away, so she can tootle in from the beach to work? I says, what can go wrong? No one could blow up a Hillman Hunter. So I went off to Australia. When I come back, the car's blowing up. Peter said to me, it's going to cost $200 to fix that. And in 1986, $200 was a lot of money. He says, look, come along to the Speedway. I'll find you a job and you can pay it off. And I've been there ever since, well, up until last year. So that was good of him, wasn't it? I'd also like to take the opportunity while I can to thank the 3 promotions that I work for, because they're all here tonight. Okay? Peter Pitcher of Track Racing Promotions, Scotty Myers of Myrich, and of course, Puck and Bruce. They were all brilliant employers. They looked after me really, really well. You couldn't ask for more. And I've enjoyed it a hell of a lot. But, you know, finally the time has come to retire and pass it on to someone with better reflexes and eyesight than I've got. So I know the job's in good hands, and I wish them well. Okay? Thank you very much.
Well done, Doug. Thank you. Those are some of the best awards to hand out, the likes of the Spike. Righto, into the best presented side of things. So we'll get each of the competitors up over here, and then we'll hand it to the overall best presented to say a few words. So best presented stock car goes to the Palmerston Motorsport team, Daniel, Keith and Greg. Best presented Superstock, Peter Binkston. Best presented mini stock, this goes across both adult and youth. And best presented mini stock goes to Hunter Derrida. Best presented mini sprint, won't take as long to get here this time. Tony Johnson. Wake up, mate. Best presented midget. We all measured you on the way in. Shane Dewar. Oh, goodness sakes. They stitched me up. Oh, well. Yep, I've already spoiled it. Best presented Saloon goes to the Bradbury sisters in the 29p machine. Best presented Sidecar. That's, yeah, maybe best presented rider. But best presented Sidecar, Mike Zahn and Ben Franklin. Next is best presented midget, Shane Dewar. And that leaves us to the overall best presented. And this year, overall best presented goes to Stinger Racing, Mike Zahn and Ben Franklin.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Ben and myself and all the 97 crew, I would like to thank everyone for this award. It's a privilege to be awarded Best Presented, especially with all teams over all classes lifting the bar every season. This season didn't go to plan for Ben and I with our big crash in Invercargill, but we'll be back next season, bigger and better. I'd just like to thank my sponsors, Zaxcavate, 007 Paintball, Tree Control, Patton Engineering, Rogers Motorcycles, and Extreme Graphics and Fabrication Limited. I hope you guys have a good night, and we'll see you all in October. Cheers.
We're just sorry about the quality of the sound there. The banana was having some sound issues. Right, well that brings us to the end of the awards for the Manawatu Speedway Club side of things.